Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with the next update for my Panda palette. I am very excited to share with you my progress on this little guy. But before we jump into any of that, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. But let's just start talking about where I was at the beginning of last month. So I'm going to start popping up the picture of where I was last month, and as you can see I had some good usage on this palette. I already had 2 pans, and yeah, the palette just started to look a bit more used, which is really nice. And this right here is where I am with this palette today. So I'm hoping you can see that I was actually able to hit another pan, which is very exciting, and that was also one of the goals that I had this past month. So let's just go through the palette and go through my usage for each of these shades and how I did with them. So with Venus, I haven't actually used it too many times this past month. I actually only reached for it 8 times, which is not too much, especially considering that I had quite a lot of usage in this shade the 2 prior months. I had 27 usage the first month and then 21 usage the second month, and then obviously this month is only 8. So not too much usage on this shade, but I think it's just because I was panning a different highlighter for my cheeks, and also as you can see today I have been playing around with other inner corner highlights. So today I'm wearing like a minty shade, and I've done that quite a lot, so that's probably why I haven't reached for this one as much. But just like I said in the last update, I don't have any worry that I won't finish this because it is an easy shade for me to reach for, and I can use this as an inner corner highlight, as a brow bone highlight. It's a bit too light to have all over the lid though, but also I do enjoy wearing this as a cheek highlighter, especially when I'm a bit paler. So I'm sure I will finish that off, but not too many usage this past month. The next shade is the shade Foxy. I haven't used this that much yet either. I've only reached for this 3 times, which is more than last month where I only used 1 time. But I mentioned last update that I've been focusing more on Walk of Shame, as you can see, because I think that Foxy will work really well for me in the summer. So that is why I've been kind of putting that on hold for now. But moving on to the next one, as you can see, definitely that is my new pan. We have pan in Walk of Shame, and I did use this shade 16 times over the last month, which is kind of on par with what I've done before, because the first month I used it 15 times, and then last month again I used it 18, and then this, like for this update, I used it 16. So a good amount of usage, and it took me 43 times in total to hit that pan, and have obviously expanded the pan since then. And hitting pan on that shade was one of my goals for this past month, so I'm very happy that I wasn't able to reach that. And I do have a really good size dip around it, but it's obviously loads of products still around in the corners. But I am happy to have pan on it, and again, it's not really a shade that I'm worrying about using up. For my most used shade this month, we have Naked 2, which I have been using a lot in my brows mainly, which is also what I'm wearing today. I have used this 26 times, and I do think I've been expanding the pan a little bit. I haven't looked back at the picture, but yeah, I think the pan is expanded, but I have been trying to kind of wear down the top bit right here to get that down a bit, and not just working in the middle. So that's where I am with this product. Again, I'm not worried about finishing it because I can easily use this in my brows as well as a transition shade. For the last 2 shades, I had a goal on both of these to use them 10 times each, and let's start with the shade Faint, which is this brown shade right here. I have actually used this 10 times. I used it for the last time, was it yesterday maybe? And yeah, I do really like it, and I do actually have a little bit of a dip showing in this shade now. I don't know if you can pick that up on camera, maybe you can, but yeah, I do have a dip in this now, which is really exciting, because these 2 shades are definitely the ones that I'm a bit more worried about finishing, for kind of obvious reasons, because they are deeper and you don't need as much, and also they're not really the shades that I can incorporate in every single look. So yeah, 10 used on that, which is really good, and yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep trucking along at it, and hopefully I will get some decent progress in the next coming months as well. For the shade Crave, which is the black in the palette, I actually only used this 9 times, and most of those times have been as an eyeliner. I've been playing around with this shade, mixing it with Duraline to create like a liquid liner, and I really enjoy doing that now. But the reason why I didn't hit 10 uses on it is because my eyes have, one, been watering tons. So every time I do a liquid eyeliner, I feel like it just fades out in the outer corner. It just doesn't look that good after a few hours because my eyes just keep watering. And then secondly, I did actually roll in an actual liquid liner in my Shop My Stash, but that was only like a week ago. But I've been trying to use that as well. So my usage on this kind of halted a lot in the last week and a half. But again, I think that I am finally seeing a bit of usage in it, and I do have a dip showing in this one as well. And I feel like when I do use it with Duraline, I do use more than if I do a shadow liner, for example, because I do kind of take my brush and kind of scrape a little bit out on my mixing palette thing and then mix it with just one drop of Duo line, and that creates like a perfect amount of liquid eyeliners. But yeah, I think next month I will continue trying to do that, but since I have that liquid liner in, I might have to be a bit more experimental with the shades to still get my uses on it. Those were all of the kind of uses that I have on this palette. Let's go through what I have set for my goals for next month. My first goal will be to pan on one more shade, which is gonna be one of these two, and that might probably be the hardest goal that I've set for myself so far. But since I'm starting to get a dip in both of them, I feel like I can maybe try to push myself, but I haven't decided which one of these two I want to focus in on yet. But one of those would pan would be absolutely amazing. My second goal is a bit more of a vague goal. I just really want to get more use out of Venus again, because I have, like I said, halted my usage on this a little bit. So I just want to remind myself to reach for this either like as an inner corner highlight or as a face highlight, just to keep getting the progress on this shade. So that's going to be my second goal. And then for, I think, my third and final goal, I do want to double the pan in Walk of Shame, because I think I can expand it a little bit quite easily, but as soon as I work towards the sides, I think it's going to take me a bit longer to kind of wear those down as well, because my kind of usage is mainly focused in the center. So I do want to double the size of the pan just so I can start getting a good headway on it before I want to switch over to Foxy as my kind of blending out shade. But that, you guys, was it for my Panda palette update for March. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're also doing a Panda palette, please let me know how you're doing down below. I've been catching up on, I think, most Panda palette videos that are available on YouTube. But for example, if you're doing one over on Instagram, or if you're doing one just on your own, then just let me know how you're doing. And otherwise, I will talk to you in my next video. Bye, guys!